Hi, I'm Dominic, and this is the second part in a series about the Rauhnächte. Check out the introduction up in the corner. And now, welcome to the second major Rauhnacht, also known as Christmas Eve. Like they said, you too would be paranoid if they were all after you. And back in the day, people believed that evil in its many forms actually was. And not in a subtle way like tempting you to cheat or steal. No, evil was riding through the land, hunting like a pack of rather colorful characters, one that would devour everyone they came upon and do unspeakable things to their souls for good measure. At least that is the baseline of the Wild Hunt. It roams the woods and skies during the Rauhnächte, getting more and more fierce toward their end. It is led by Wodan or Odin, the infamous Norse god, and he brings with him a number of creatures of an evil and generally unfriendly disposition. If you are lucky, or rather unlucky, you can hear them making a ruckus in the night. With even less luck on your side, you might get snatched up and dragged along for a bit. So, what is the Wild Hunt exactly? It is a who is who of scary folktales, basically. Of course, what is actually coming after you these days is bound to change from region to region. Around here you get witches riding on broomsticks or, less common, on bundles of straw. You also get witches that have transformed into animals. Crows seem to be a favorite among them. You get hellhounds that delight in chasing anything and everyone through the woods. There are also riders and warriors, generally considered souls of the dead, mainly those who fell victim to the Wild Hunt themselves. As the leader you get Wodan, who apparently needed a new job after Christianity took over most of his flock. Maybe he's just venting. Depending on who you ask, there are also versions of the devil himself leading the Wild Hunt, or any other personality with character traits to match, biblical or historical. But fear not, there are ways to avoid the perils of the Wild Hunt. For starters, you should keep your house clean and tidy, which is probably a good idea in general. This way, the chaos does not attract the hunters. Also, do not leave bed sheets hanging on the clotheslines outside overnight, because the monsters will snatch them and make them into the owner's shroud in the coming year. Actually, you should take down your clotheslines completely, so the Wild Hunt does not get tangled in it, and mad. However, I have to wonder how dangerous something can be if a clothesline gives them that much trouble. There are also accounts that women should by no means leave their garments, especially the white ones, outside during those nights, because then the Wild Hunt might pay them special attention. From this you can probably guess that most of the creatures you would actually encounter were men, and drunk ones. The story of being swept up by the wild hunt and left in the field on the way home was a common one. Mostly men would fall victim to this, and it is easy to assume that they went out for a beer or 10 and did not make it home on time. When someone found them the next day, they would claim that the wild hunt had taken them, and quite possibly it would be a good story. And considering that the Rauhnächte happened during the cold season, getting drunk enough to get lost on the way and collapsing in the snow might actually be more dangerous than a ride with a wild hunt. But fret not, there are ways of keeping evil at bay, although the wild hunt appears to be something that needs to be weathered rather than something that can be kept away easily. Still, loud noises are said to scare them off, curious as that may sound given the ferocious nature of its members and the evil magic that they wield. The traditional fireworks for Sylvester are a remnant of that, and since the wild hunt has not been seen in quite a while, maybe they are effective. This, on the other hand, is a manometer. It measures the ambient pressure of the air and allows for predictions regarding the weather. It is, in a sense, an oracle, something that allows you to divine the future without fussing over bird entrails or toxic fumes. Knowing the weather is important when it comes to working the land, and knowing the future in general is important for someone planning to live in it. So it's probably not much of a surprise that the spiritually laden Rauhnächte also come with an assortment of oracles and rituals of their own that are said to allow someone to glimpse into the future. But more on that in the next video. Until then, beware the wild hunt, because you never know what wild terrors fly with it. And as always, remember to be inspired.